So here we are. I had some really cute footage before, but it's not going to be on YouTube, only because I didn't press record and I don't feel like editing. Sorry. You know, this is a live show, and, hello, little dog. My sister's dog is the very special guest for tonight, and she's kind of camera shy, so you'll have to excuse her. Baby bird! Baby bird! You know what? What the heck? Hang on. I shall get the bird. Say hello to all the people. Say hello to all the people. Hello. Okay, goodbye. My special guest, Ladybird. Here at Drezen Draws and Drezen Media, we stand behind Adopt, Don't Shop, because some pet stores are just terrible. Like the American Kennel Club in Massapequa. A horrible place. Do not recommend. Let me get myself a little more situated here. What we're hopefully going to start doing is drawing some pound puppies. Oh no, I broke it. Yeah, there we go, that's a little better. Get a good look at these. I'm sorry I'm so unprepared tonight. I normally am very good about that. So here are the characters in question. No, unfortunately, I am not drawing Whopper. I am drawing Cooler and Bright Eyes. Bright Eyes was a last-minute second place winner. This is already turning into the most incompetent episode of Drezen Draws right here. I apologize for nothing because I'm just one guy entertaining you people. And now let's start the musics, right? Right. You don't want to leave. You shouldn't do that. That's bad. Alright. First up, Mr. Cooler. In the Pound Puppies animated series, first aired in 1986, Cooler was voiced by Dan Gilvezan, who was also the voice of Bumblebee. Yeah, pretty much. There was also a Pound Puppies movie that I knew nothing about until I rediscovered Pound Puppies, specifically for this episode. Because I was doing research, I'm like, what other themes can I do? What other characters have I not topped yet? And then somehow, some way, Pound Puppies came to mind, and I'm like, I remember what was on, but I don't remember it very well. I just remember Cooler, and that was about it. It just kind of left an impression on me. That, and also I remember the villain, Katrina Stoneheart, who was voiced by Pat Carroll, who is best known as Ursula, the Sea Witch from The Little Mermaid. I mean, you can imagine, my reaction to finding that out, especially becoming an animator as an adult. What that was like. I'm like, oh my god. Pat Carroll pre-Ursula. Cooler is, for all intents and purposes, the leader of the Pound Puppies. I mean, I could best describe him as... I don't know. Very, very streetwise, very relaxed, very cool. And I have to close this and reopen it because the pressure sensitivity was being stupid. I hate when that happens. Currently, my parents are dog sitting, and because the dog is here, I decided to do the show here tonight. They don't mind. I was actually doing a test stream for Twitch to see if I might end up moving the show over to Twitch, because the platform seems to be a little better than Facebook, who is starting to impose all sorts of streaming limits. possibly as a means of, I don't know, trying to satisfy the cable companies, or just, or their Facebook Watch thing. I'm gonna have Cooler looking up. Yeah. One of the previous designs for Cooler, because here's the way it worked. It was a Pound Puppies TV special in '85. Some of those characters that were featured there were carried over into the series that began in '86 and ended in '88. But some were dropped, some were renamed. But thank you, Doug. But one thing that I noticed, which is kind of baffling and somewhat amusing at the same time, is that the characters were constantly redesigned. Cooler was originally gray, and he had a heck of a lot more wrinkles on his forehead. Howler, who was almost the second character to be drawn in this episode, bore a more dead-on resemblance to Harpo Marx, was redesigned to have a lot less, hair on his head. Hi, Kelly. The nose was renamed as Nose Marie, presumably as a tribute to the late, great comedienne Rosemary, who began her career as a child singer and was featured in some early sound films from Warner Brothers using the Vitaphone process. Other characters included Bright Eyes, who was in the original special, Whopper, who I believe was written specifically for the '86 series, who was the youngest member of the Pound Puppies, who was known for telling a whole bunch of little white lies and tall tales. And who am I forgetting? There's got to be at least one more that I'm not forgetting. Yeah, I mean, there were 5 main Pound Puppies in the series, which lasted 26 episodes and 2 seasons. A decent portion of them were written by Tom Ruegger. And if you don't know who Tom Ruegger is, Tom Ruegger is an animation producer who started his long career in animation at Hanna-Barbera back in 1978. Found out recently that his very first animation job was on Hanna-Barbera's Godzilla. I'm Facebook friends with Tom, and he's a wonderful gentleman. If you ever get a chance to drop him a message, thanking him for Tiny Toons and Freakazoid and other contributions he's had to animation, I recommend that you do it. And I'm going to make sure to send him these drawings just so that he can see that, there are fans of his early work. up until 10 days ago, about, when I rediscovered Pound Puppies, I had not seen the show in 30 years. Now, it's bizarre when I think, when I realize I'm at an age where I can say stuff like that. It's like, I remember when this was a thing, when that was a thing. I remember Photomat, I remember video stores. Worked in a video store, and yeah. And things. One of the things I find most interesting about Cooler is his laugh. He's a bit of an arsenal of what we would call dad jokes, to which he'll reply with a laugh like and on my way to work this morning, I had this weird realization that Cooler's laugh would go perfectly with the sound, the music that plays when Jason Voorhees is on screen. It's like I don't know why I find that so funny, but maybe it says something about my twisted sense of humor. Thank you, Peanut Gallery. As I said, I'm at my parents' house, but they're camera shy, and we will not bother them. I drew more on model last time, but this time, not so much. Quite honestly, this is a relief because maybe Tonka wasn't completely satisfied with Hanna-Barbera's handling of their characters, and so they're like, no, we want changes, we want this, we want that, and then eventually they maybe canned the series because they just got sick and tired of the micromanaging. But that's just speculation on my part. I hate when clients micromanage, but what can I tell you? Bright eyes in just a little bit. What you doing, little dog? Just want to give more context. So it was a thing that my mother showed me a long time ago, where she was like teaching me how to play it cool, and she leaned up against the wall, and she lifted up one leg and put her foot against the wall and just went like And this is for you, Mom. Not a little dog. You're going to see why. We could just do some music because it sounds like my mom's having a private conversation. So, bear with us. Yeah, he's getting there, Doug. Thanks. Oh no, I made him angry. Alright, I think I'm about ready to move on. There we go. Now on to a little lady named Bright Eyes. What I love about the '86 series, at least the first season, is that the characters are very well designed. Unfortunately, maybe perhaps Tonka didn't agree, and that's why the designs were changed in the subsequent season and the subsequent Pound Puppies movie that came out in 1988 called Legend of Big Paw, I think it was. Now, why do you think she's called Bright Eyes? And this is another reason why I prefer the Season 1 designs. Because she has a pair of bright blue eyes. In the subsequent versions, she doesn't. I wonder why. I don't know. That's not a good start for me. Probably gonna have her playing hopscotch or something. It's in the opening of the first season of the show. They had her with pom-poms, cheerleader stuff. And I feel like, personally, that's just overplayed and, downplaying things for little girls. I mean, that's just me. What do I know? I'm a guy. Get this out of the way. So color. Kelly's back again. I regret to inform you, my good man, that this will not be an all-nighter. You're probably thinking, hey, there's a reason you chose Pound Puppies. You knew you're stringing me along, letting me know right off the bat that it's not going to be an all-nighter. I'm sorry. Well, in another year, I will be doing the 100th episode of Drezen Draws, and there could be a chance that I will pull... I mean, I don't want to speculate right now, but maybe a 24-hour Drezen Draws stream could be in order for that. Hey now, there might be children present. You want your all-nighter. Yeah. Maybe episode 100. I'll let you know. 24 hours. That's only when you cross the streams. It's a good thing I never tried to make a career out of being an exorcist. Not that I tried, because that could be dangerous. Especially depending on the demon. If there is such a thing. Well, I mean, if I did a 24-hour stream, first of all, it would be on a weekend. Because I started a new job recently, and I am not taking off to do a stream. I will promise you that right. Secondly, I'm taking breaks during it. I'll keep the stream running and I'll have someone else, doing color commentary or whatever, like they do in sports. And, I don't know, maybe Kelly, you can come along and do stuff. You're the one that wants me to do an all-nighter, so you want me to do an all-nighter. I have some conditions. I want you to host it kind of like how you do MCon. Yeah, I mean, like I had my pals Mayhem Mike and Sebastian Bonet host episode 50. And Mayhem had business to take care of. With what? I don't know. Mayhem stuff. And Sebastian drew a cross between Bart Simpson and Krillin, and a busty Magica Dispel, which was hysterical, to say the absolute least. Alright now. Let's see. It's been a while since hopscotch. Hopscotch. There is a method to the madness right now. Trust me on this. By the way, can everybody hear me okay? Let's get this behind her. Let's start getting our color references, and I think we pleased the copyright police enough, so I don't care anymore. At a certain point, I either have to do what it is I'm doing or not. And rights are rights, but, at the same time. You remember Pound Puppies, Kelly? Like, when it was on? I'm surprised that I do. I apologize for the noise in the background. I got an air conditioner going, and I also got this thing hopped up.
Hi, John.
So I'm kind of pushing this thing to its limit. And we need a brighter blue for her eyes, because after all, it's called Bright Eyes. And bright eyes need some bright eyes. I'm just saying, Tonka, why'd you want so many redesigns? Otherwise, who knows? Pound Puppies might still be playing today. Or maybe not, because, you know what? I like this color better. Now we're going to do a 3D effect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to map some art. There we go. Now it's going to look like she's really friggin' playing hopscotch. To a certain extent, anyway. There we go. Yeah, Epidemic Sound is great. I love it. Speaking of which... Excuse me. There we go. Right. So, this has been another Drawsome episode of Drezen Draws. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope I haven't disappointed you. I feel like I might need to redraw the stuff that I did in this episode. But you know what, otherwise, this is me just being me, my interpretations of these characters, so take it or leave it. But as long as Pound Puppies is on YouTube or wherever it is, or if you are a VHS collector and you're into picking up all that stuff, it's worth a look, for the kids and everything. It's a cute show. But it's going to take some work to find, because there were only 26 episodes, and it was made over 30 years ago. And anything that didn't stick 30 years ago, like Ninja Turtles, well, it happens. So, again, the usual, buy LuckyZilla the game on LuckyZilla.com. I do birthday parties and corporate events. Contact me about that on my website, DrezenMedia.com. Thanks to Lady Bird, wherever she is, my little guest for the evening. And that's all for now, so TTFN, ta-ta for now.